Welcome back to Phakisa Freeway, a purpose-built motorcycle circuit. We've just seen some great Bridgestone challenge action. We now head into the Bridgestone Superbikes, and we're going to be seeing some really tight stuff at the front end of this little battle. It's good to see Sean Vermaak has decided that after a week, the lure of riding Bridgestone Superbikes and Bridgestone tyres at Phakisa has brought him back out of retirement.
Yeah, I had a brand new little baby girl, beautiful little princess, and decided to hang up his letters only to come back here at Phakisa Freeway. You just can't get away from Bridgestone Superbike racing. It is one of the best categories in the country, and that is why we've got these riders coming to line up. Marius Kukumu on that beautiful Ducati Panigale 1299. Watch out for the likes of Wayne Spicer, Hein McMahon on that BMW, Michael Pipers, Hendrik de Bruin. They're all in the mix for that top three podium positions.
Green flag at the back, lights about to go on. The 30-second board will move out of the way. It's going to be red lights on as soon as they go off. We go racing. Who's going to have the drop down into turn one? Good start from Marius Kukumu, all the way from Russia. Remember, he came out for a long, long way to come and play here. And down into turn one, it is Stoti around the outside who gets it. Sean Vermaak gets the whole shot on Henny Swanepoel's bike, but right on his tail, we've got de Bruin and Pipers.
Now, Henny Swanepoel going from 2 wheels to 4 wheels this weekend. That is why Sean Vermaak is on that beautiful Yamaha R1. Michael Pipers right in the mix. I'm looking out for Harry Timmerman. There he is on the big BMW HP4 machine just behind Wayne Spicer there. So watch out for that big HP4 race machine, the World Superbike spec, carbon clad, 1.3 million rand piece of beautiful work there in the hands of Harry Timmerman. He's looking to get to the front end here because remember, there's valuable championship points up in the mix here. A little bit further back there, not the start that Byron Rothwell wanted, so he's way back further than we're used to seeing him running at the top 5.
A great start coming out of McMahon though. Hein McMahon is right up there. I think he's about 4th or 5th place. There you go, make it 4th place as he comes in the shot there. So not a bad run there from him. Stakey will be pushing hard and trying to keep out Spicer and Timmerman, but it's Nicholas Gertenbach as well on the West Side Motorcycles bike now fighting here with Byron Rothwell.
Oh, Rothwell goes on the inside, one of the favourite overtaking spots at the Phakisa Freeway. Just carried that momentum all the way through the Foster section there, onto the back straight. It's got Henk Scaling just ahead of him. A lot of racing in the day for Henk Scaling, because remember, he races in the Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup as well. And that battle, the top 3 have just extended that lead now over Marius Kukumu. You can see Hein McMahon, he's dropping down the field, so not the kind of pace that he expected. And here comes Harry Timmerman, big bike number 13, starting to charge hard now, get himself up in the mix. But the top 3, listen to Sean Vermaak on that Yamaha R1. He's literally climbed on that bike this morning from his normal Kawasaki ZX10. Makes a little, he's made a mistake. What's happened there? He's missed a gear. That has allowed Michael Pipers and Hendrik de Bruin through.
Yeah, a little bit of a false neutral, I think, going into that last corner. Eventually found the gear, got going in, wasn't the right one, and it's allowed the other 2 riders to squeeze through. So, Vermaak losing out there, de Bruin has got through, and it looks like Hendrik de Bruin wants to go with Pipers and get away from Stoutgat.
Here's that battle a little bit further back there. It is Henk Scale and Byron Rothwell. Nicholas Gertenbach, Hein McMahon shouldn't be there. We know he's got the pace to be running with these guys. And Michael Pipers, I'm just hearing from our officials, jump start penalty, 15-second jump start penalty for Michael Pipers, the leader of this race. That's devastating news, but Hendrik de Bruin and Sean Vermaak, they won't know that, so they are jostling for positions to get onto the top step there. And Hendrik de Bruin, he needs those championship points. Been a little bit out of sorts the last couple of races, but looking right back on pace here. Here's that battle. Byron Rothwell still with Gertenbach right on his tail.
Yeah, Gertenbach all over the back end there, and it looks like, Henk Scaling has dropped to the back end of the field, so they found a way through there on Scaling. He might just be taking it easy. Remember, he has got a lot of work to do today, as you mentioned, Rob, so he might just be rolling out and enjoying himself here, and just getting a little bit of extra practice in for the Red Square ZX10R Masters Cup.
Coming down to the checkered flag though, it is Pipers at the front, but he won't know, and the rest of the field won't know that he's got a 15-second penalty. So Sean Vermaak knee in the dirt as he comes through the Foss section there. Pipers is going to take the win, there's no doubt about that, but so unfortunate with that jump start penalty. That'll hand the win to Sean Vermaak in second place. A good day in the saddle for the man coming out of retirement after only a week there, but on the back wheel, beautiful stuff there from Pipers, but unfortunately it's going to be sad news when he gets back to the pits and he gets that 15-second penalty. So overall, it is Sean Vermaak ahead of de Bruin. Michael Pipers does hold down that 3rd spot ahead of Marius Kukumu, Harry Timmerman, Wayne Spicer, Hein McMahon, and Nicholas Gertenbach rounding out your top 8 riders in the Bridgestone Superbike class.
Straight into race number 2 now and getting ready to go. You see these guys not worrying about changing tyres. These tyres are worn to perfection when it comes to the circuit. Purpose-built motorcycle circuit and purpose-built motorcycle action coming away.
These new Bridgestone R11s are just being loved by all the riders that have fitted them. Of course, the Bridgestone VO2 Slicks also being raced out there, so good options available from Bridgestone. Here we go, this time not a jump start from Pipers. I was watching him very closely here to make sure, and he got a perfect start there. Hendrik de Bruin's got problems. We've seen it so many times, not being able to to get that Yamaha R1 off the line, and his hand was definitely up there. So our top contender, has he got going? Yes, he has, but again, cannot get that R1 launched.
Yeah, he's just in the pack of the back here with Nicholas Gertenbach and Henk Scaling, and there you can see dropping behind Byron Rothwell. So there must be a big issue there for De Bruyn. Not quite what he wanted, that is for sure. Let's see if he can ride around it and hopefully get that problem sorted out.
The biggest winner from the start is Harry Timmerman on the HP4. Finally learned how to get that bike off the line. As we go on board here now with Henk Scaling, you can see that bike. Oh, there goes Wayne Spicer, but can you hear this bike not happy? He's been through about 100 fuel tanks, 55 different filters. I think it's time to maybe slap a creepy crawly in there because he just cannot get that problem sorted out. On that ZX10, Sean Vermaak just breaking a little bit of traction as he comes onto the back straight. Here is Hendrik De Bruyn. Now it looks like I was watching him cruise around. He's had to turn that bike off and back on to try and get that thing going. That's how finicky these new modern day bikes are. Could just have gone into lymph mode, reset and go again.
Yeah, he reset it, got going again. Now he's got to try and fight his way back up, possibly into the top 5 with the amount of laps that are available to these riders in these heats. Now coming down towards the last corner again. Oh, big move on the inside from Pipers. He had a big look. But Sean Vermaak slammed the door shut, said, no, you're going to have to work harder than that.
Oh, that is so brave. Oh, Vermaak running a little bit wide there. That's given the drive to Pipers now. On the inside, is he going to put the West Side Motorcycle ZX10? Yes, he does. Brilliant move there from Pipers. So, at the top step of the podium, where he lost out in race number 1 due to that jump start penalty, he wants to make amends. Marius Kukamu on the beautiful Ducati, up there in 3rd place. Here comes Sean Vermaak trying to make that move on the inside again. Not able to make it there. And Harry Timmerman right in the mix now. So that we've got Ducati, we've got Yamaha, we've got BMW and Kawasaki, our top 4 bikes.
Nice to see that Byron Rothwell continuing the battle there with Big Nick. Nick from Westside Motorcycles having a super run, but on the back end now of Byron Rothwell. It was the other way around in the first heat for a long time. Let's see if we can keep it all together.
Foot out style there from Sean Vermaak, trying to close down on Michael Pipers at the front in this field. Kukamu and Harry Timmerman doing a superb job here. They've twisted some spanners during the break and made those bikes a lot more rideable. Timmerman looking a lot more comfortable on that HP4 race machine, and he's looking to get himself in the top 3 overall. That'll do his championship all kinds of good. Here's that battle a little bit further back. Byron Rothwell, Nicholas Gertenbach. Here comes Hendrik De Bruyn. So he sorted that problem out. Just listening to the bike of Scaling, he hasn't sorted that bike out. You can see not able to use the full RPM available on that. Michael Pipers, our leading rider, has gone down. Michael Pipers has crashed out at the front end of this field.
Yeah, not where he wanted to crash out as well. That's a very fast corner to crash. You can see him getting up and walking away. That's given an opportunity for Mark to take it down to the victory here. If he can keep it all together, this one he'll actually win. But this time it won't be because, with 1 lap to go, it won't be because of the penalty from Pipers. It'll be because of a mistake that Pipers has made.
And Harry Timmerman, he can smell blood in the water now. On that big HP4, he can smell that he wants to get ahead of Sean Vermaak. He's not too far behind. You can see Vermaak already starting to close that line, go defensive, foot out style there. You can hear that big booming BMW. You can't miss Harry Timmerman. He's the size of a brick house. That man in 2nd place there. So he's going to try and line up a move here. Use the extra horsepower that's available on that World Superbike spec S1000RR machine. Can he get the drive out of here and use that power? Not close enough there. Vermaak still wrestling that R1 around Phakisa.
And then it's Kukamura in 3rd place. De Bruyn, incredibly, has got up to 4th place. He's made his way around and got ahead of Hein McMahon. McMahon leads the 2nd pack with Spicer right on his tail and Byron Rothwell not too far back on him. So a nice little 3-way battle for what is 4, 5, and 6. And a nice battle at the front end as well. Pity we've lost Pipers.
Coming to the checkered flag now. A couple of corners remaining for Mark. Looks like he's got the cemented down. Harry Timmerman, is he going to put a late last charge here on? Not going to quite do it there. 1 more turn remaining. You can see that Mark does go defensive. He doesn't know how far back Timmerman is, but he is going to pick up the win. And listen to that HP4 just on the traction control as they come across the line, and brilliant stuff there. But it is Sean Vermaak, Industry Motorcycles in 1st place. Harry Timmerman in 2nd place. Marius Kukamu on the Ducati there in 3rd. Hendrik De Bruyn, brilliant recovery up into 4th. And Hein McMahon there in 5th. Let's catch up then with the returning Sean Vermaak.
So I was struggling a bit with rear grip badly. Bike moving around a lot. Michael Pipers came past. He led for a bit and then he made a mistake and he binned it. I hope he's okay though. And sort of kept the lead from there and just maintained it, just to nurse the bike home with a very worn VO2 rear tyre. But all in all, good day, fun being on the bike, and thanks to everyone that made it happen.
All this extreme festival of motorsport action from Phakisa is proudly brought to you by Car Care Clinic and Bridgestone Tires.